Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of All Things Arsenal. My name is Kade, aka KadeTheGooner. I'm going to be talking about all things Arsenal. Today's first episode, we're pretty much going to go over the end of the season, maybe some player ratings for the season. I'll give you a rating on Arteta for the season. We can talk about gossip transfer-wise, players to get rid of, players we need to sign. Pretty much just talk about transfers for now. I guess the season's over, so we can talk about coming into the next season. Pretty happy the season's done with, to be honest. Exhausting year, too many injuries. Pretty much worst case scenario for us. Still think to finish second, we did well with what happened. I don't think a lot of teams would have been able to push through the injuries we had. Obviously, Saka was a big one. Odegaard was out for a little while. Havertz out. Jesus out. Tomiyasu missed the whole season. Ben White out for most of the season. Pretty much worst case scenario. So I guess we'll start with player ratings for the season. So we'll start in goals. David Raya, unbelievable. Still think he's the best keeper in the league. Back-to-back Golden Glove trophies. Good for him. I would say his season, I'll give him a 9 just because we didn't win anything. Can't give him that 10, but he played unbelievable. A couple dodgy games here and there, but he's passing the ball out quite a bit, so you're always gonna have that when he's touching the ball so often. So it comes with the territory, but overall, I think best keeper in the league this year. Left back, Miles Lewis Skelly, 18. Honestly, didn't expect him to be playing this year, but we'll take it. I think he was unbelievable. I think he only had one, if I'm not mistaken, I think he had one player dribble past him this season, and that was one of the last couple games of the year. So huge breakout season from him. I think he could be our left back for the next 5-10 years. I don't really see a reason to move him unless we're moving him into midfield, which I think he could play there as well. He looked really good on the ball. His Real Madrid performances this year were just ridiculous. So center back. So Lewis Skelly, I'll give him a rating actually. Sorry. I'm gonna say 7. 7, just because of some of the red cards. Terrible decisions, some of them, but still sloppy here and there. But overall, great season for him. Breakout season. I'll give him a 7. Which, I mean, I think that's a fair 7. I think is fair enough. Maybe, I mean, you could even go with a 6, but 7. He's been great. He has been great. I think he was my young player of the year, or he's in the mix anyway. He's again 18 years old. It's ridiculous. All right, moving on to center back. Gabriel. Where to even start with Gabriel? I know we get a lot of talk about Saliba at center back, but I think Gabriel is our best center back, one of the best center backs in the league. And we missed him dearly at the end of the year. Saliba missed him as well. I think that partnership is very reliant on both of them being there. Although Kiwior came in and did a job as well, so we got to give him his props as well. Gabriel, though, I'm going to give an 8. You know what? I'll give him a 9 just because we didn't win anything. I think he could have had a 10 with his performances. Unlucky to get injured towards the end of the season, but overall, great season for him. Scores goals as well. He's just a menace in the box. So we'll give him a 9. 9 for Gabriel. Which brings us over to the other center back, Saliba. He's been good, but I don't know, not super thrilled towards the end of the season. Kind of fell off a little bit. Sloppy passes costing us goals here and there. But you've also got to take into account what was going on. We were kind of out of the league. Just kind of dragged on. We had some games to play, even though there wasn't much to play for towards the end of the year. But I'll give him a 7. 7 for Saliba. Some sloppy games. But when him and Gabriel are fit, I think they're the best center-back partnership in the league. Keep them going forward. Do not sell Saliba. Do not sell Gabriel. Saliba's a 7 overall for the season. So that brings us to the right back, Timber. Timber, I think, is being not disrespected. What's the phrase maybe that would fit better than disrespect? Just forgotten about. He doesn't get talked about. Came off a terrible injury last year. Played near enough every game this year. Ben White was out for the whole season pretty much. Looked good in the Champions League games. He had a bit of a tough time in the first half against PSG. Kvaratskhelia gave him a tough time, but I liked the way he defended. He was right on him, didn't give him the space to turn. He had a couple fouls drawn in the first half, but overall, I liked the way he defended. He stuck to him. I'll give Timber a 7 for the year. Nothing crazy, but one of the most consistent right backs in the league, I think. He played most games. Going forward, he's good as well. He's good on the ball. He's good on the turn. He can hold people off. He's strong. He's fast. His one-on-one defending is very good. So I'll give him a 7. So we got 7 for Urian Timber. Let's see. Where do we start here? I guess CDM. So we'll go Thomas Partey. Honestly, I think one of his best seasons for us, if not his best season. He was unbelievable this year. And against Real Madrid, unbelievable. We really missed him in that first game against PSG. Second game, it was a different game because we had him in the side. We just didn't get the goals early that we needed. We had the chances. Thomas Partey, though, I think has been, for the last couple of years, when he's fit, he's what makes our team tick. So I'm going to give him an 8 for the season. Score some big goals when needed as well. Not so much of not a tackler. He gets interceptions, but he just always seems to be in the right place and starts our attack. He turns and gets us from back to front. So I'll give him an 8. 8 for Thomas Partey. Seems fair enough. Hopefully we get his contract situated, keep him for another year. And we'll see. Or a year or two. I give him a 2-year deal. And got to start when fit for sure. All right, so moving on to the next midfielder, we got Declan Rice. Tough to not give Declan Rice a 10. But again, we didn't win anything, so it's tough for me to give anybody a 10, really. But he's near enough. I mean, I'll give him a 9. Those free kicks were a 10. I'll give him a 10 for those free kicks against Madrid. Still kind of couldn't believe that he's had that in his locker the whole time, and he doesn't normally take the shots for the free kicks. His set pieces are always great. Corners, whipped balls in from the free kicks, but to see him take shots like that was just unbelievable. And he's been everywhere. Some people, my brothers especially, like to say that he doesn't have stats. He doesn't really. What does he do? But I mean, the better question for me is what does he not do? I think he does everything. He is the workhorse for the team. He drives the team. Captain material. I think he'll be our captain next season. He should have been our captain this season, I think. Yeah, like I said, if we would have won something, I think he would be a 10. He is the first name on the team sheet every week. Hopefully no injuries for this next season. But yeah, good season from Declan Rice. Added a couple more goals to his resume as well. So I'll give him a 9 for the season. 9 for Declan Rice. Worth every bit of the money we spent on him. And yeah, unbelievable player. Hopefully captain next season. Now, so Martin Odegaard has got to be next on the list. And I just don't know what it was this season. He just didn't seem... Started off all right, got that injury, and it hurt us when he was out. You could tell there was a difference in our team. But then he came back, and it just seemed like... I don't know if he rushed back from injury or just wasn't fully fit. I'm not sure. He had a tough go at it this year. Not really too many assists, no goals, really. Which is tough from a player in that position. You need, if not goals, you need assists. You need some kind of quality at the final third, which he does have. He does have quality. Just I like to see him shoot a little bit more, rather than the Mesut Ozil style of trying to pass in front of goal every time. Take some hits from the box. As soon as you touch that box, take a hit. Outside the box, take a hit. And I think his numbers will improve. 6 out of 10 for him, unfortunately. Just not good enough from him. He can do much better. He was a captain as well. And he does press really well. He runs around a lot. But just not enough production. 6 out of 10 for Martin Odegaard. Hopefully a bounce back year next season. Or we're going to have to find some other options at that position, unfortunately. Yep, so 6 for Martin Odegaard. Next, we'll look at right wing. So we got Bukayo Saka. Um, Tough to really judge. He started the season off really well. His numbers were, I mean, he was looking on pace to beat the assist record in a season until his injury. Um, Finished, I think, 6-10, 6 goals, 10 assists. Not great, but again, he got rushed back from his injury. He only came back for Champions League. I think everybody knows that, and wasn't fully fit. He still played towards the end of the season in the Premier League as well. Stats aren't crazy, 6-10, like I said, but for his big injury, he was on pace for big numbers, and he was a huge miss for us this year. One of the best attackers in the Premier League. I think he'll have a great season next year with no injuries, hopefully. Knock on wood to that. But 6-10 is not enough from him. He will definitely do better than that next year with a full season. I'm gonna give him a 7. I'll give him a 7. Just it's tough to penalize him for the injury, but it's tough to give him higher scores because we didn't get to see everything from him. I will say though, whenever he played, he was a difference maker. So maybe 7 could be a bit harsh. He could maybe sneak an 8. Not too worried though. He'll be our main man again next season. So yeah, we'll give a 7 for Bukayo Saka. Hopefully he can stay fit. On the other side now, it's tough to even. You give Martinelli. Is he the starter technically? Yeah. Trossard. Again, though, just not good enough from either one of them. Numbers not good enough. End result not good enough. Martinelli kind of kicked on towards the end of the year. Just too little, too late. We need some consistency from that position. I mean, you got to get, I don't know, a 10-10, 10 goal, 10 assists on that side would be nice for the amount of games he's playing. That's a position I think we need to strengthen. Obviously, Martinelli's number is just not good enough for me. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 for the season. A couple years back, he was pipped to be the next rising star, and I thought he was as well. He's still young, so he can still fill those shoes, but just not enough end productivity from him. Final third, not good enough. His pace, he's so fast that I just feel like he should be putting himself in better positions to get shots off. So we'll do a 6 out of 10 for Martinelli. And then up front, I mean, Kai Havertz originally was the starter until his injury as well. So kind of tough to do this position. I'll give both. Kai Havertz had 9 goals. I think he was our top goal scorer with 9, even though he missed as much as he did. And he pushed to come back at the end of the season as well. It looks like he filled out a little bit, put on some weight, some strength. So we'll see how he does next year. I still don't think he's a striker per se. He could maybe play in Odegaard's position and get a little bit more goal threat than Odegaard. You lose some creativity there maybe, but it could be an option for him, switching, rotating around. I'm sure he's going to be kind of playing all over the place next year. 6 out of 10, just not clinical enough. Doesn't look like he wants to change the game like you need somebody in that position to do. It's like, don't get me wrong, he scored goals. Did a good job while he was in there. Link up play, everything. Just I would like to see us with a real striker there, I think. Which brings it to Mikel Merino, also not a real striker, but he played there, and since January, I think he got seven goals for us. Which if you signed a player in January and that's the goal output they got for you to the end of the season, you would take it. So big ups to Merino for switching positions and performing. Some of his finishes were quality finishes too. He looked like a striker in some games. Aerial threat always, and good technique on the ball. If you give him a shot, he's dangerous around the box. So could work as a backup. And can I also play anywhere else as well? I can play in the midfield, can play in the 10 maybe, can play up front. So good overall from him. I give him a 7. Great job stepping in and getting some goals. Tough ask for him, I think, if you ask me, for him to just slot in up front. But yeah, good job from him. Hopefully that's not the case next year. Hopefully we don't have Merino and Havertz playing up front next season. No offense. I think if we're going to push on, we need to need to strengthen there. So with that talk, those are my ratings. I guess last but not least is Mikel Arteta. I hear some blasphemy from certain people, my brothers especially, questioning whether he's on the down spiral. We're going backwards. I mean, we finished second place again, but again, you look at the injuries, some of the referee in this season, VAR. To still finish where we finished, I think we had a good squad set up, a good plan set up to still take us where we went, and we still made a run in the Champions League. I think on another day we could have gotten better results against PSG, and we could have been in that final. But you learn, you move on. Next season, hopefully, we push even further. And now, I mean, we have the belief now. We went to Madrid and got a result there, so that's huge going forward. We can go anywhere and we can get a result, and that's got to be a positive feeling for the squad and just going forward in general. So Arteta's rating for me, I think he's done a great job. I think from when he took over to now, he's had, 5-6 seasons? I mean, the team, we're one piece away from winning everything. And I think everybody knows what that piece is. It's a goal scorer. Maybe a winger as well, but ultimately it's just goal scorers. We need more goals from Declan Rice will score more goals. Odegaard, we need more goals. Saka, we need more goals. Martinelli especially, if we're not going to sign somebody, he needs to step up with some goals. And hopefully we have a center forward next season that will score some goals. And I think that's it. So saying that, Arteta, I think he's done a good job. And I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 for the season. Some big results, putting out Real Madrid when nobody backed us to do so. You've got to give him his credit for that. Still think we struggle maybe against the low block, some of the lower table teams that just kind of sit behind the ball. They let us have it, and it's tough for us to break teams down. Whereas I think if we use our pace, counter a bit more, high press, and not play into those teams just sitting back, let's really go at them. I think that would be the difference. And he'll figure that out. Like I said, he's didn't have the team he needed. We're tweaking some players here and there, so we'll see what the transfer window does, and we'll see how next season goes. But I'm going to give Arteta an 8 out of 10 for the season. You can't replace him. What he's built at Arsenal. I mean, the stadium that is bumping every week. The fans have been unbelievable. The songs you hear, even through the TV, you can hear the songs in the crowd. I think he's done a great job so far, and I do not want him gone. Despite what some people may think, nope, just because he didn't win a trophy. I think we're going forward. We're still competing. We compete for the Champions League now. We were competing for the league up until towards the end. And like I said, we had some bad injuries. So 8 for Mikel Arteta. And we'll end on that then for that. So those are the ratings. Let me know if you guys agree, disagree, any changes you'd make in the comments. And if there is anybody that's Arteta out, I would love to hear reasons why without being ridiculous. I mean, I know we didn't win anything, but we're not guaranteed to win anything. We're playing against tough teams. And then for a long time, we weren't competing, and we're competing now. So if you got something else to say to change my mind, feel free to let me know. But we'll move on from that then. So we'll go into transfer news, any gossip or anything that's been going on with the club. I know we deal with this every year, transfer gossip. Arsenal seems to be one of the teams that are linked with 20 players every transfer window. And I am one of the suckers that follows it every day, thinking something's going to change. So right now we've got a ton of transfer stuff. This is going to be the biggest transfer window in history, I think, just in the Premier League in general. Some of the news coming out from teams is just ridiculous already. The window's not open until, I believe, Saturday. So it's going to be really interesting. We have been linked with players. I'll talk about players going out first. Kieran Tierney's gone back to Celtic. Zinchenko, I'm not sure if there's no offers or anything in for him, but we do need to move him on. Hopefully we can get some kind of money for him, get him moved on. Who else do we get rid of? Jorginho's obviously gone. I think he's going to Flamengo. Good to get rid of him from the squad. Other transfers out. I think that could be it. Jesus. I think we're trying to sell Jesus. I would definitely get rid of him. Although if we do end up keeping him and he's fit, he's good off the bench or in cup games or Right now, squad depth seems to be changing. I think you're going to have more and more players, especially with the Club World Cup becoming a thing now. Teams are going to have a big squad to try and compete for all these trophies and for the money. I mean, 100 million for the Club World Cup, which, I mean, you kind of have to play for it now, even though it's during the summertime. So depth is going to be a big thing. So if we have to keep Jesus, not the end of the world, but I would like to see him moved on for some funds. And then let's see. Thomas Partey is contracts run out, but I believe we're in the process of working on that. That's what I've been reading. The rumors are we're working on it, taking their time, getting it figured out. Thomas Partey seems to be content on staying. He's happy at Arsenal. His family's happy. So get him locked in for another year or two, and that would be good. Zubamendi apparently has had his medical today, or agreed for his medical today, so we should be having that in the next couple days. 50 million, I believe, 51 million. So he'll slot into the midfield. I'm not sure if Partey stays. I don't know if it's Zubamendi, Partey, Rice, all playing. I can't imagine they all get in the team. But again, like I said, with the depth, it's not bad to have. If Thomas Partey starts and Zubamendi gets games here and there, or if they rotate, or if it's the other way around, if Zubamendi comes in flying, takes that spot from Thomas Partey, and then Thomas Partey plays in the cup games or in Europe. I don't really know too much about Zubamendi. I don't watch the Spanish league as much. Arteta seems to be a big fan of him, trust him. So we'll see how Zubamendi looks. He is having a medical in the next couple days. Seems like a done deal to Arsenal. Done deal seems to be in all the headlines all the time, though. So we'll see how that goes. Also today, I've seen 58 million bid launched for Victor Gyokores, which would be unbelievable. He is who I want. He is who I think we need to splash the money on. I mean, if we get him for that price, I'd pay the 100. Pay the 100 mil. Pay the 100 mil, and we'll take him. 54 goals, I believe, in 53 games this season as a whole. I don't care what league you're in. If you're scoring that many goals, you're a threat. That was like Haaland's numbers, I think, before he came to City. Those were the type of numbers you were seeing from him. Listen, if you buy him and it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But you've got to go. Those are the players you need to go for. If we don't get him, somebody else will, and he could hurt. So I would love to see Victor Gyokores. Again, seems we've launched a bid for him. Have to see how that progresses. I know there's going to be other teams in the Prem coming in for him. Pay the release clause, pay whatever it is. Sign him to a deal. He's, I think, 27. I saw that we were offering a 5-year contract. I'll take it. Lock him down. Pay him his money. Make him happy. Yeah, get it done. Another person we've been linked with is Rodrigo from Real Madrid. I mean, obviously, I'd take him in a heartbeat. I think he would produce more numbers than Martinelli, perhaps. Same type of player. Rodrigo, I think, end result is going to be better than Martinelli. Haven't really seen too much else on that, though. I just know we are one of the teams linked with him. He is trying to push for a move. We'll see with Jabi Alonso coming in, how he feels about him, if he's going to move him on or keep him in the squad. We'd love to see him at Arsenal. Nico Williams, another winger we've been linked with for quite a while, last season into January. Now again linked with him. We'll see what happens. I think I'd prefer Rodrigo. But hey, Nico Williams I think can be, even just with depth. I mean, we've got Trossard, Martinelli, Nico Williams. We need someone really that's going to cement that starter spot. Maybe Nico Williams could do it. I think Rodrigo would have a better product final third wise than any of them. So we'd love to see him come in. Another player is Alexander Isak. With Newcastle making Champions League, I cannot imagine they're going to be getting rid of him. I just can't see them wanting to sell him. However, this might sound crazy. This is one of my theories. Arsenal did their squad numbers for next season, and we have number 14 and number 10 available. Number 14, everybody knows Thierry Henry, the legend, the man himself. Alexander Isak at Newcastle is, you guessed it, number 14. Could that be something in the works? Like I said, with Champions League for Newcastle, it's tough to imagine them letting him go, but I would pay. I mean, could you imagine if we signed him and Gyokores? Play Isak on the left, Gyokores up top, Saka on the right. That would be ridiculous. Not realistic. Would love to see it though. Newcastle fans probably hate me for even mentioning his name, but Isak I think could be the move as well. Would be great. Would love to see him. A couple of my since we're on it with the dream transfers, I think some dream transfers I would love for us. I'll give you guys my dream window. So I think if we sign Isak or Gyokores or both, one of them's got to be signed. One of them at least. Two would be more than a dream for sure. I know we're linked with Sesko as well. Don't know how I feel about him. I think I'd prefer Isak or Gyokores. For sure, would love to see one of them or both. So we got those two. Another sneaky player I would love to see come to the Emirates would be Kevin De Bruyne. Mixed emotions from people on that. I know his age. He's 34. He's been the player of the Premier League for the last couple years now. Won everything there is to win at City. Seems like he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder still. A little bit disrespected by Man City towards the end of the season. They didn't want to give him his money to pay him to stay. I think he would be on a vendetta if he did come to Arsenal. He would try his best to win things. And, I mean, if you slot him in over Odegaard, I'd take it any day of the week. Or even just off the bench because his age. And if we can keep him healthy, you know. But on a free transfer, take him. Take him. Take him. So, De Bruyne, Isak, or Gyokores, or both. If the De Bruyne thing doesn't happen, I would like to see us going for Gibbs White or Morgan Rogers. I think they could both do a job there at that 10 role as well. I know it's asking for a lot of different transfers now. But and if we're not getting Isak on the left, Rodrigo is the one I want. I want Rodrigo, Gyokores, Saka to be our front three, or Isak, Gyokores, Saka. With that team, I think. I mean, our defense is already best in the league. We conceded the least amount of goals. David Raya's got the Golden Glove 2 years in a row. We need goals, and if we can add goals, we're going to be a tough team to stop, I think. Also want to talk a bit about Max Doman, youth player coming up. I believe he's 15, 16. He's been banging in the goals for the youth team, banging in goals now for the under-17 England team. He looks to be a player. And our youth team, I mean, I don't know how we're just producing the players. We're producing if you look at Ethan Wanyeri this year as well. He's 18 years old. He has been unbelievable. Didn't get as much game time as I thought, but between him, Lewis Skelly both coming in, Doman now will be interesting to keep an eye on for next season. So we do have depth there with Doman coming up and Ethan Wanyeri there as well. But we'd like to see if Odegaard's not stepping up, maybe we get somebody there. Kevin De Bruyne, like I said, on the free would be, I mean, either off the bench or to start. Ridiculous for free, especially. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the dream window for me. You guys have any other thoughts or anything? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about my dream window. So the dream lineup for next year, let's see, David Raya, Lewis Skelly, Gabriel, Saliba, Urian Timber, Thomas Partey or Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Odegaard or De Bruyne, Rodrigo or Isak, Gyokores, Bukayo Saka. That team wins the Premier League for me, gets us over the line, and that's what I want to see in this transfer window. I also do want to say goodbye to Kieran Tierney, the boy's a legend, fellow Scotsman as well. Love to see it. Hate to see him going back to Celtic, but glad he got a goal on his final game for us as well. Always good to see that. And yeah, so farewell to all the players leaving. Zinchenko, I'm sure you'll be on your way out as well. Jesus, Jorginho. Let's just hope the squad strengthens and let's push for a title next year. That's going to do it. I'll keep you guys updated with any transfer news or anything I get. Again, leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think. Any changes you'd make to that team or anybody you think we should sign. And if you guys disagree with my ratings, let me know what your ratings are as well. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks for tuning in to All Things Arsenal, guys. Again, I'm Kade, a.k.a. KadeTheGooner, and see you guys next episode.